Today we wander with St. Patrick. He lived from 385 to 461 and is the patron saint of Ireland. When he was 16, Patrick was captured by pirates. They had come to raid his homeland of Britain, looking for strong lads they could sell as slaves in Ireland. And that's what happened to Patrick. He was bought by a local chief in the west of Ireland and set to work as a herdsman. Ireland had never been part of the Roman Empire. It had its own pagan gods, its own laws, and its own language. To young Patrick, it seemed a wild and strange place. He'd been brought up as a Christian, but the faith had never meant very much to him. But now, as he looked after the animals in his care, he began to think more and more about Christianity. In particular, he thought a lot about the belief that God is one being, but at the same time also God the Father, God the Son who came to earth, and God the Spirit who is present at all times. Christians give this idea of three in one the name, the Trinity. Not surprisingly, Patrick hated the hard life of slavery and eventually managed to escape. He made his way to the coast where he hoped to find a ship that would take him home to Britain. When he did find a ship, the sailors refused to take him on board. He turned miserably away, but still prayed for help. As he prayed, the sailors called him back and let him on board. It was a stormy voyage. The winds blew them off course, and when they reached land, they had no idea where they were. Even worse, their food had run out, and it seemed they might starve to death. "You're a Christian," said one of the soldiers. "Why don't you pray for food?" Patrick did. Within minutes, a herd of wild pigs came scuttling past, and the sailors were able to catch some of them. Patrick was suddenly very popular. Over the next 20 years, Patrick lived mainly in France and studied to become a priest. Later, he was made a bishop and was sent to Ireland in order to spread the word of Jesus there. He was probably chosen for this work because he spoke the Irish language. At that time, Ireland was divided into tribal groups, each ruled by a chief, like the one who had once bought Patrick as a slave boy. One of the chiefs also had the title High King of Ireland, and he ruled from Tara in County Meath. His name was Loyola, which is pronounced Leary. One day, as the story goes, High King Loyola was celebrating a pagan festival. At this festival, all the fires and lights were put out. No flame was to be seen anywhere until a burning torch was carried out of the king's palace. But this particular festival happened at the time of Easter, and Patrick lit an Easter candle in the darkness as a reminder of how Jesus rose from the dead. The pagans were very angry and threatened Patrick with death. But he boldly explained to King Loyola the meaning of Easter. The king listened, and from then on Patrick was allowed to travel through Ireland, teaching about Jesus. It was dangerous work because not all the chiefs were as friendly as Loyola had proved to be. Patrick himself once wrote, "Daily I expect either a violent death or to be robbed and reduced to slavery." Many other stories are told about Patrick. One tells how Patrick rid Ireland of snakes by saying a prayer or spell which made them all go into the sea. However, it has to be said that there were probably never any snakes in Ireland in the first place. Much more likely to be true is the story that recalls how he used a shamrock leaf to explain the Trinity. "The Trinity is like this shamrock," he explained. "Like the leaf, it's three in one. It's only one leaf, but three parts make the complete leaf. And that," it said, "is why the shamrock became the emblem of Ireland."